How's it going, everybody? I thought I'd get back into some flint knapping, only instead of using flint, I'm going to use porcelain. In particular, johnstone, toilet porcelain. Again, if you've seen my previous videos, this is notoriously difficult to flint knap. I had to replace the toilet in my bathroom. I said, it's a shame to throw it out. Let's go ahead and just be modest and try to get an arrowhead that would fit on this bamboo arrow. So first, let's break a few pieces off. Before we get started, let me remind you, take all safety precautions necessary. Eyeglasses, some type of pad to do the knapping on. Okay, if you've seen my previous videos on doing slabs, you basically want a zigzag type of pattern. So if you start here and take a corner off, then what you can do is zigzag, 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 giving yourself some points to drive flakes off. Okay, so that made a little V shape right there. So now what we do is turn it this way and hit right there on that little corner platform to take this off. Okay, so now you're starting to see the flint knapping technique. I brought a marker. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so here was the flake scar that I just took off, and right there's the X where I hit it. Now what I want to do at this point is take this off, and so I'm going to hit right here. And I'm going to flip it so it's like this. So I'm going to try to remove this material right there like that. Let's try it. Okay, you can see almost perfect. And so we repeat it, so we flip it this way, and now we're going to do this, and by doing this, it's going to remove the next flake. Okay, and now you see the zigzag that we're going to get. I'm going to go ahead and continue as much as I can around. I'll be back in just a minute. And we're back. Now, you see that I've got the roughly arrowhead shape, but more importantly, I've got a center line that's starting to develop, and that's where we have this zigzag. And now what we can do is every time there's a platform, like right here, we can drive a flake. Let me go ahead and try this, keeping in mind this whole thing might break at any time, and that this is a really difficult material to work with. It takes a lot of experience and a lot of finesse. So let me show you what I have in mind. Let's just show for educational purposes. Right here is our platform. We're going to strike down and hopefully take a flake off that looks like that by hitting right there. And before I do that, I'm going to make the platform sturdy with a grinding stone. And that just makes sure that all of the pressure, all of that force goes into the material instead of just breaking a sharp edge off. Okay, so right there, and I'm holding it against my leg. Okay, it wasn't perfect, but you can see the concept. And so I'm going to continue that. Might do this in fast forward, but let me just show you the next candidate is right here. Some people go in sequence. I'm kind of just picking randomly as I go along. So right here, to drive a flake off on this side. Okay, there's the flake. And you see that we're getting inroads. And you see that we're getting inroads. So I'm going to go ahead, try to go all the way around and see if we can get something with no flat surface on. Okay, after just a few minutes, you can see on this edge, I've gone all the way around with flaking. And on this edge, there were a few spots, but here's where it's really important. In order to drive flakes on this side, I have to bring this center line closer to that side. And this is where a little bit of the finesse comes in, and it's also where we're going to lose a lot of our size. Because what I have to do is basically nibble away, bring the center line up this way, which means I'm going to lose coming into here. So you'll see what I mean. Just little tiny nibbles, super light. so now you can see that this center line has been brought closer to this edge. So if I rough this up, I should be able to drive flakes into this. So let's rough it up. Makes for a sturdy platform. And now let's go back to the marker. So, all right, good learning piece. So if we have this platform right here, and I hit that, it should drive a flake roughly like that off on that flat side. Let's see if that works. As far as pressure, I'm just barely holding this at the far end, really just kind of letting the momentum do the work. And this is flat against my leg. And I'm driving just a little bit in, hoping not to break it. Okay, you can see how accurate you can get. You can start really predicting these flake scars pretty accurately. If I come next to it, that should take a flake scar right about there. There we go. And again, I'll work my way down. How about this one right here? Okay, let me take my marker, show you again. Okay, I marked this again for you. So if I hit right here, it should take this flake off on this side. And sure enough, almost right up to the line. So I'm going to continue doing that. Again, hopefully it won't break. And we're going to get a smaller, thinner, symmetrical arrowhead. Okay, you can see that another round has made it closer and closer to being biconvex, like a lens shape. And I'm keeping the general arrowhead shape. I still have this flat surface to remove. On this side, again, the flat surface. So I'm just going to keep repeating, and this is going to get smaller and smaller, thinner and thinner, and I expect maybe something about this big, maybe? We'll see. I can't really blow flakes across this face anymore because it's getting real steppy and chunky, like right here. You see that step? And so what I'm going to try to do is bring in my pressure flaker, Ishii stick pressure flaker, set up platforms, and try to drive all the way across. But even if I don't, I should be able to, at least right here, I should be able to get a usable arrowhead. Okay, I could make this into a larger point, like for an atlatl, but I think I started making some notches right here. I think I'm going to go ahead across right here, get rid of all that, and then I'll be left with that, which I can make into a nice arrowhead. And now for the grand finale. All right, I think that'd be a fine arrow. I wouldn't want to be hit by it.